me and Danielle, very early in our relationship, went through a little bit of a scare. And to tell you about it was, in the end, it was a blood file, or not a blood thing, but the mislabeling of a fucking thing. So basically what happened was Danielle came to me and said, I tested positive for this. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And we got in a big fight about it. She was like, well, you got to go in. So I went in. And any guy who has had a STD test. Okay, there are two things in my life that I have done in reference to my twig and berries. I got a vasectomy after we found out that we were pregnant for the second time. I went in and I didn't read any of the paperwork. I didn't want to. I didn't watch the video. I didn't want to. I just went in, let the doctor do his things. It was the worst operation of my entire life. Now, I don't know if this is true, but the doctor did mention that I had exceptionally sensitive testicles, balls. Now, I don't know if he was just saying that because he was having an off day or whatever, but it was the most painful thing I've ever done. And then the subsequent 2 months later, it was terrible. But this particular, instance with the doctor and my wang, I don't know if you know this, but when you get tested for an STD, the doctor will take a Q-tip and shove it in the same place that you would. They put it through into your thing, and not only that, but they have to swap it around in a big circle. So as if that wasn't bad enough, you're doing this with the doctor. Mine was male, of course, sitting down eye level with your thing, and it's socially uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and it was the second worst thing that I've ever had done to myself. Opting to do that to myself. So, yeah, that would probably be the only time that I'm going to be tested for an STD. But yes, I have been, and it's not fun. So, ladies or gentlemen, and yeah, like I said, it all came back down. I was tested, I came back negative, so now it was my turn to throw a fucking bitch fit. I was like, bitch, what the fuck you been doing? It was my turn. She was on the other foot now, because mine came back negative, so then she went back in. She got retested. Later to find out that the first vial or whatever it was, testing unit, test thing, pack, whatever, was mislabeled by one of the people that worked there. So she was exonerated with this letter that they sent. But, yeah. Have you ever failed at something? Yes, absolutely. I fail all the time. I feel like this show is the only thing that I haven't failed at. But, yeah, of course I failed. Who hasn't? I've failed pretty epically, actually. I owned a bar in a very small town here in our area. And like an idiot, I employed my friends. Like an idiot, I drank probably the whole time I was there. There were a couple days off where I was just like, no, I can't, not today. But like an idiot, I tried bringing this new way of thinking to this really small redneck kind of town. And, I would have, discounts on Jaeger bombs. I tried having, the drink specials that work in my city. I expected to make them work in this smaller city. And nobody in the smaller city, they would come in and be like, what's your Busch Light special? I don't have any. because I don't even have Busch Light. Nobody drinks Busch Light. Well, we do. Yeah, well, you're exactly what I don't want in my bar. So we did a good job. I did a good job of getting rid, or being, I guess, unwelcoming. I was never an asshole, but to isolate the part of the demographic that I didn't want. And I had free pool on the weekends, and I had a big screen television set up with a PlayStation and an Xbox. So if you wanted to come in, sit at the bar, and drink, you could play a game of Call of Duty if you wanted. Now, I know that's a popular thing now. This was 6 years ago. I swear to God, I was the first one to come up with it. But, like, so I alienated, like, the entire town population. Not the entire. We got a couple regulars, but there was a bigger town about 10 miles away, and we got the cool kids. Like, we got the young, hip crowd. You know, they were coming to our bars on the weekends. Friday, Saturday nights, we were slammed. And our drink specials went over well with them. Our pool specials, you know, the Call of Duty thing went great. But during the week, like, there was nobody there. There was nobody there at all, ever. And it just really, I went about it the wrong way, so we ended up having to close that down. I took a huge loss on it. So, yeah, I have definitely failed. And then the recording studio was a complete failure. I just happened to lose a friend. I don't know if anybody remembers Reverend Tiger Blood from some of the earlier episodes. Tiger Blood was he was on the show quite a bit, and I worked with him on almost a daily basis. He became one of my, closest friends. He became like a brother really, really quick. Me and him we just seemed to hit it off. We seemed to understand where each other was coming from, and really wanted to, talk. And like on Friday nights, almost religiously, like me and our friends, like we would get together and just jam all night on Friday night in the studio and record some stuff. And, like me and him would stay up, we'd be laying on the couches in my studio, just making each other laugh all night. It was so fucking lame. It was like a couple of little fucking high school girls, like in a slumber party, and pretty lame. But I mean, he was one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life, and unfortunately, he took his own life right after we renewed the lease on the studio. And I don't know if it was, missing the financial aspect of what he contributed to keeping the store alive, or if it was just when that happened, it just kind of didn't feel the same. That I wasn't motivated anymore. I don't know, maybe a little bit of both. I'm just grateful that I didn't find him, and I miss him. Tiger Blood was hilarious. You guys should listen to some of the earlier episodes. Down Goes Ali is one that comes to mind. He was a joke. He was a fucking joke. He was a lot of fun, but yeah. Reverend Tiger Blood, R.I.P. Do you wear stylish clothes? This is kind of new to me. The whole dressing thing. When I first met Danielle, I wore oversized football jerseys, baggy pants, never laced my shoes, left them unlaced so I could just slide into them whenever I want. I was a fucking punk. Slowly, I started getting a little bit better. I got a little bit better. And then, about a year ago, I started giving a shit about my physical health. And Vinny, you can attest to this, but there's something about going into a gym. And if you can make yourself... Now, I needed an app. There's an app called Pact, P-A-C-T, where you can actually pledge money that you will go to the gym. How many hours? And they use GPS so they can locate you and make sure that you're fucking there. That you can go to the gym and you can pledge, I'll go to the gym 3 times this week. And if I don't, I'll give you $5. If you do, they'll give you like 75 cents. But if you don't, you got to give them $5. So About a year ago, I started using this app, PACT. It's a great app. It's the most you will motivate yourself, and if you got the balls, bet $20 on it. I did that once, and then I got sick and I couldn't, so it kind of bit me in the ass. But I about a year ago, I started going to the gym, and I started feeling better about myself. It's amazing what a gym can do for you. Like you start working out, and you start feeling better. You have this energy. I didn't want to smoke right after I got out of the gym. I wanted to go home and eat a healthy meal and, take care of myself. And then I started seeing results in the mirror, and so did Danielle, which Danielle made Danielle, look at me a little bit different. I started feeling really confident about my body, about myself. Not that I wasn't before, but I mean, now I was. Like I bumped into an old a friend of mine that I used to play poker with, like years ago, and he was like, "Holy shit, man, you've been working out. You look good." Like that would happen, and I don't know what it is. I mean, everybody likes compliments, I suppose, but I mean, just being able to see the results and hear that people can see the results, it's something else. So then I started, wanting my clothes to fit better so I could, show off the work that I put in, of course. And that's when I found Calvin Klein. Now I wear almost exclusively every day all Calvin Klein stuff. It's a bad habit to get into because it's expensive as shit. But I love his clothing. I just love the design. It's me. And it fits comfortably. I love it. I love the way that I look in it. So yeah, I do. I never was into stylish clothes. But now that I am, I can't go back. Would you be willing to go to a parenting class? This had to come from somebody that knows me because yes, I just did. With the separation, the great state of Illinois, if you go through a separation, with the eventual dissolve of a marriage, they make you take a co-parenting class. That has got to be one of the dumbest classes that I've ever done in my life. Ever. It is filmed in like 1985. They have not updated this at all. And it's 4 hours long. And it's filmed like so long ago and it's so outdated. And they tell you things like, hey, don't tell your kids that your mom's a fucking twat. Like dumb shit stuff that you should already know. Don't pin your kids in between you and your fucking spouse. Dumb shit like that. Like, and it's not that people don't do that. People of course do. I know people that use their kids, and it's disgusting. It's fucking gross. How sad must your life be if you are going to pin your children against your spouse? It's depressing. I understand that sadly there are sad lives. There are lives that are that sad, and that's sad, and that sucks. But I met a whole group of winners in that class. Let me tell you, I mean winners, real stand-up human beings. It was disgusting, and I hated taking it, but I had to. Thanks to Illinois. What is your worst bad habit? I used to be smoking. Now it's biting my nails. Don't think I'm going to crack that one because I have been doing it since I don't know. I don't know since I was like that might be my first memory. Me biting my nails. If you could choose one of your this is the last one. I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. It's kind of cool, though. I like being interviewed. And the best part is that I can do this. I don't know about talking about topics, but if you could choose one of your personality traits to pass on to your kids, what would it be? I would say art. I don't know if that's a personality trait, but maybe laughter, humor.